What iPhone version is that?
This one?
Yeah.
14.
That a 14?
Mm-hmm. My other one died.
The other one died.
Yeah, forced my hand there.
There you go. Alrighty. Everybody all set? All right, great. So thanks everyone for being here today. It's good to see you all again, I think. Jack, what's going on, my man?
How you doing?
All right, you got any good tidbits for me?
Not now.
Not now? All right.
You got a defensive line coach for us?
Not now. Not now. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Coach Izzo on making the tournament for the 25th consecutive time, which is it's incredible. No one's ever done that in the history of the sport, and just to think that I just got a chance to listen to the end of his press conference and shake his hand, and I live around the corner from him. I tease him all the time. I say, every time I go to my house and I pass your house, like I pinch myself and say, "There's Tom Izzo's house," and he's like, "Oh, come on." But he's a living legend, and we see him all the time. But I think he's a really special guy. He's helped me out a lot. He helps everyone out at the university, at the athletic department, all the coaches. He's been a mentor to me. Helped show me the ropes around here. He invites me to his practices. I get a chance to watch him work with his players, and got to know his coaching staff. And so it's really been beneficial to me and beneficial to our football program as well. So just wish him the best in the tournament. Just an incredible person, and we're really lucky to have him here. I'm also really excited to get spring ball started. We're going to go Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for 5 weeks, and we'll get 15 practices in. Players have been working extremely hard in the Dotted Season Conditioning Program with Coach Novak and his staff, and also with athletic training, guys trying to get healthy, from the season with Rod, and then nutrition, with Amber, just working hard every day to get better and prepare for spring ball. So I'm looking forward to getting started tomorrow morning. We have some experienced players coming back. We had a lot of mid-year guys who rolled in. I think we had 19 mid-year guys, 12 transfers, and 7 high school freshmen. So we have good numbers to start spring ball. Whether we're going to have a spring game or not, we'll have to see, because it really is based upon who's available, how many healthy players we have. If we can actually split the team up and have a game, or we have to have some type of practice format that's not a game. But we'll let you know as that goes, because it really depends on who's available for that. But we're really focusing on one, having a relentless mindset in everything that we do, on and off the field. But that's where it starts. And our core values, 1, tough, 2, discipline, and 3, being unselfish. And we're going to hammer those things every single day, all day, every day. That's how we're going to get better this spring. We have a lot of competition at a lot of positions. Every position is open. Some guys in our rep chart, they'll start with the 1s, but it may not end up being that way. We're going to play the best players and who's most productive and who's most consistent. And this is a time for us to start that process of find out who's going to have what roles, and continue to build our program, and we'll take it into the summer and then in the fall camp. So spring ball is a big part of the process. We also have Pro Day coming up on Wednesday. It's a big day for our program. It's a big day for our players. Always an exciting time. see Bryce, what he was able to do at the combine, he blew it up. And Jay Reed obviously has impressed a lot of folks. So looking forward to seeing our guys on pro day, and a lot of guys coming back to campus. I saw X rode up on me this morning, and I said, "Hey, what's up, coach?" I turned around, it's X Henderson right there. It's just real good. Jay Reed rode up on me in the weight room today, and DJ Barker came up to me in the weight room today. So it's always good to see those guys coming back for pro day. And some of those guys are in better shape than they were when they left, but sometimes that is the case when they go and train. But with that, I'll just open up for questions.
Mel, you opened talking about Tom, and my question is about Tom. In particular, the way he became like a face and voice for this community after the tragedy. As another leader in this community, seeing someone put into words, ideas and thoughts that are, from his heart and using his platform. Just what was your perspective on that during that time?
Yeah, I was very appreciative of Coach. He's in season, and in the way he really stepped up for all of us, just to communicate his thoughts and his feelings, and really speak for the entire athletic department and the university, to keep the focus where it needed to be, on the tragedy, on the victims, and I just don't know how he was able to do that. I just really admire that. I've spoken to a couple of groups, since then, and I've led by, thanking, among others, but thanking Coach Izzo for the way he's helped lead us through a very tough time, and he's a special person, and you could see that displayed. He's very, very selfless, and he's all about everyone else and not him, and that's something that I truly admire.
Relative to you seeing the competition and every position's open, I'm asking specifically about the quarterback spot. It's kind of a unique thing. You got guys started a couple of years, and you brought in some guys with high expectations. What is that competition like? And because some guys maybe you started for a couple of years and just expect they're going to start again. Is that a good thing to have the competition? And how does Peyton a guy who kind of thrive off that, or what's that competition like, I guess?
No, it's just very clear that the quarterback position is open competition, and he knows that, and all of the quarterbacks know that. And so competition is good, and we have to play the players that give us the best chance to win at every position, and the quarterback's no different. And so he'll be able to handle that, and we're expecting a pretty fierce competition during the spring and throughout the summer and in the fall camp.
Well, whether it's an actual spring game or like it was the last couple of years, would it be April 15th?
Yeah, I think that's the date.
Okay. And then as far as BT Jordan, you have him for a year, kind of, you call him like I can't remember the exact phrasing, but a unique hire when you brought him in for that role. I guess to lose him now at this point in time, and what's your outlook on filling that spot, whether it's another pass rush specialist or just somebody else?
What do you want to know?
To lose an assistant coach at this point in time when you're about to start spring practice,
Okay.
and kind of what your outlook is on filling that role in time like that.
Yeah, I mean that happens. This is a time when the NFL is hiring, and so Clint Hurt is the defensive coordinator at Seattle. He's the guy that I was able to connect with when I was in Chicago, and we have a really close relationship. And he reached out, and he and Pete, and but they want to have a pass rush specialist, and so I'm all about helping guys do what they want to do, and so I think it's an opportunity that BT wanted to explore, and I told him I was going to support him 100%. But I mean, that's what happens this time of year, and so we'll look to. I'm looking to bring someone in the secondary, and look to get that done fairly quickly.
I'm wondering, going back to the quarterback situation, look at the other guys behind Peyton that really haven't had the reps. What makes them, what can make them drive Peyton and maybe overtake him?
Yeah, well, I mean, they just have to execute. They have to be fierce competitors. They have to, execute the offense. They have to lead and take command and take control. Be efficient and do what we ask them to do. And it's going to be open competition. So each guy has to be productive and be efficient. And whoever we feel like gives us the best chances, who we're going to go with.
On the other side of that, what does Peyton need to do to not just hang on to the job, but progress?
Yeah, I mean, Peyton's got a lot of experience, and so we're looking for consistency and performance from all of our players, and so there's no difference with him, and that's how you win. You perform consistently at a high level, at a winning level, day in and day out, and you're able to take it to games, and so that's what we need at that position.
Mel, a couple weeks ago, I believe you said it on this gentleman's show, but something about that you said this spring would be a little different, a little NFL OTA style-ish. Can you just expand on that and what maybe changes you're implementing, or what that looks like, I guess, if that's still the plan?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to, we're adapting some things that we do in spring ball, not necessarily what we've always done, and but it's still going to be a physical spring practice. Emphasis is going to be on technique and fundamentals, competition, and but we had a lot of starters miss a lot of games last year, and so it's going to be important for us to get our work in, build our physicality, build our toughness, our mental and physical toughness, and our conditioning, and learn the schemes and be fundamentally sound. But we got to get the players to the games, and we got to be able to keep them. We have to make sure that they're available, and that was a huge issue for us last year. So, when you talk about OTAs in the NFL, there's not as much contact. There's not as much hitting, but you still get a lot of great work in. So we're going to have a combination of non-contact and contact that's going to be best for us. We're going to spend more time in individual drills, more time in group settings, pods, not 11 on 11, but we'll spend more time doing that and have a more controlled environment for our players. But it will be physical. It may be more physical than it's ever been. But we have guys going into spring ball, and they're at different stages of development, and that's something that's the reality of the situation. Like I said, we have new mid-year guys. We have guys coming in with they may have some deficiencies. The guy may have a shoulder, he may have an ankle, he may have a knee. We might have a freshman that's coming in, and he's got the skill set, but he hasn't, he doesn't have the strength yet, and so we have to be very mindful and very deliberate and relentlessly focused on how we match guys up in practice and make sure that guys aren't doing things that they're not ready to do.
just as a quick follow-up, did that injury prevention piece sort of affect or just shape your, what they did with Novak and everything in the weight room and all that? Were any of that part of the discussions about like, how do we
We
be
did.
healthier in October, November?
Yeah, we've done some things. It's been a holistic approach with Rod, the head trainer, and with Amber and nutrition, and then with the coaching staff, and then also Coach Novak. And just talking about just discussing what are the best ways to prepare our guys, and so we've adjusted some things. And it's worked out well for us so far. We're going to continue to do that. We're meeting more about it. We're going over the roster more often with everyone in the room. Talking about discussing what stages are these guys in. Each individual guy. What do we think he's prepared to do? Physically, as we go into spring practice. And we're going to continue to evaluate that all the way through. It's just easy just to, do what we've always done, and when it's time to put the pads on, we get a chance to go out there and just, start clanging and everything, but, that's not what's best for us right now, so we're going to be very deliberate and very calculated in terms of how much contact, and the timing of it when, and it's going to be more of an individualized approach to make sure we put guys in positions where they can get better and have success and give them a chance to stay healthy as possible.
Mel, where's your confidence at right now with the wide receiver group, and how big of a loss was it to lose Jeremy Bernard, not just for this season, but kind of just projecting that group for the future?
Yeah, I have a lot of confidence in that group. We have some really good players. We have some players that have some experience that are coming back that have production in games, and we have some good young players that are progressing, and we feel like we're going to be able to step up and help us. Jeremy was a really good player, and we wish him well. But I feel good about that position.
Mel, two things about other coaches, one young and one a little bit older. Antoine Simmons, when he was playing for you, did you know he would be a coach? Did you think that, hey, someday I might want to get this guy back here?
I thought about that when he was here as a player. I thought that he would make a really good coach at some point, and we had an opportunity to bring in a guy, and I wanted to bring in a Spartan dog, and he was very interested in coaching, and so we were able to make it happen. So happy to have him back in the building.
The guy who was up at the podium before you mentioned the 25 straight. Can you imagine a football coach being at the same school for 25 years and being in a New Year's Six bowl game every year?
Can I imagine that? Sure.
I mean,
can imagine.
Saban is 10 years short of that, so
Yeah. I can imagine anything.
I think we'll ever see
But I
it.
think you answered your own question there. That's tough. That's tough to do. It's what Coach Izzo has done is beyond remarkable.
I know you don't, in season, you don't answer injury questions, but hopefully since it's March, maybe I'll give it a shot here. A popular guy with fans, everybody's Darius Snow. We know he missed most of the year last year. I'm just curious where he is in terms of his return. Is he going to be able to do stuff in spring? What's the timetable for him, I guess?
Yeah, he's still sore.
Back when he's back.
He'll be ready when he's ready. I'm sorry.
You're in mid-season form.
Already.
You stay ready.
Stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
That's right. With everything that this program went through last year, after a great season, how does that make this program stronger? The resolve, the resilience, bouncing back from everything last year.
Yeah, I mentioned, before, towards the end of the season, I thought that this last year's team would be the team that would really lay the foundation for this program. Sometimes you have to get beat up and you have to get your face kicked in before you can really, lay the true foundation, and that's happened. And I know our guys are going to compete. I know they're going to fight, but we have a chip on our shoulder, and we know the areas where we need to improve. We addressed a lot of things in recruiting, and we've got a lot to prove. So, but going through a season like that it can definitely build character and help you help lay a foundation, and that's what's happening with us.
I know last spring, obviously the offensive line was the big situation for you guys, why you couldn't do that spring game, and you had some depth issues there with it as well. How do you feel that piece is right now coming into camp, and is that maybe part of the questions going forward with whether it's spring game or whether it kind of progresses you work?
Yeah, as I remember, a year ago in spring, we had five scholarship offensive linemen available. And we took two of our walk-on defensive linemen and made them, and asked those guys to play offensive line so that we could practice, and we had to modify our practices. And obviously, that doesn't help with the development of the line in some ways. Guys miss a lot of time and cohesiveness in the line and things like that. We have some young guys that got a lot of reps, but like right now, we got like 19 guys that are able to participate
On the offensive line?
Yep.
How many was that, 19?
Yeah.
Now, what do you think is more indicative of the program, the 2 and 5 and 5 and 7 seasons, or the 11 and 2 season that you had in 2021?
Yeah, I'm not sure how to answer that. I mean, it's going to be about what we do next. It's not going to be about 11 and 2 or 5 and 7 or whatever our record was. In the COVID year, it's all about what we do this season coming up, and that's where our focus is.
And how about the defense? I mean, that's obviously been a kind of a ongoing theme with you guys. I mean, trying to get that fixed.
Yep.
Where do you think that grows this year, and where do you really want to place the emphasis, I guess,
Yep.
where to improve?
We need to improve in every area. First of all, we need to be able to stop the run. And we need to affect the quarterback with rushing coverage. We need to take the ball away, which we did not do a great job of that. We need to score and set up scores on defense. We need to stop people. We got to be great on third down. We need to hold people to low numbers, which means play great in the red zone. And so every area, we need to improve. And so I think everyone knows that. And so it's a huge point of emphasis for us. We've added some players, defensively that we believe are going to help us. But yeah, we've got some. We got a ways to go, and same thing offensively, and then also in some areas of our special teams.
Going back to the wide receivers, how does having Keon through the winter really helps him, you think, instead of playing basketball right now?
Yeah, well, he's really emerged as a leader. We've been very intentional about developing leaders on our team, and he's a player that we need to be a leader, and making a conscious effort, you know, to be the type of player we need him to be, the type of leader we need him to be. And so with him being with us, has really helped him spend more time with his teammates, more time with us, and work on his not just his skills as a football player, but also his leadership, which we need.
Couple more, Matt, Brett.
So with Jacoby coming back and Aaron Boulay, I was wondering how big of a boost that is for you guys at linebacker, and do you envision Jacoby staying at linebacker as opposed to being at the end?
Yeah, Jacoby's going to play linebacker for us, and it's huge to get Winmon back and then get Boulay to come back. And that was good for them and good for us, good for our team. And those guys have a lot of play time. We saw Aaron Boulay start to come on, you know, towards the latter part of the season, and we see what his skill set, you know, brings to the table. And so we're going to emphasize what he does well, and we know, you know what we've seen what Jacoby can do, and he's going to continue to get better. So we have a lot of competition, you know, at that position, and we have some experience. We have guys coming back, so it's good to get him back.
Now, I'm just curious how significant tomorrow is for you. It's year round now, you're with your players all the time. When you get them back on the field for day one of spring ball, is there a certain excitement level for you as a coach?
Yeah, it is. I mean, we get a chance to get out there and coach. And you know, we've been working with our guys for weeks and weeks and weeks. I mean, before this time. So like we are with them a lot, and we just had a session this morning, you know, and so but it is different when it's actually spring ball, and you know they start to put the helmets on, and the intensity you know goes up, and but you get it's just an opportunity to continue to develop the team and get better. You know, for me, I got into coaching because I like to teach. You know, I like to help guys get better. I like to see guys improve. I like to, you know, motivate and inspire guys and develop players. And the spring is a great time to do that. So I'm looking forward, you know, to getting back out there and doing what I do.
Thanks for the time, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thanks for coming out. See you next time.